They cut it. TLC cut the scene completely, but Meri's breakdown, the moment she collapsed into Jenn's arms, sobbing uncontrollably when she heard the diagnosis, it was too raw, too real, and it never aired. What you didn't see, TLC's lead interviewer, Sukanya, was allegedly told by the network, "Don't push Kody. You're walking a fine line."
We're not going to a different school. Did you just say we're going to a different school?
Listen, this house is just, we're just looking.
And if this had to be the house, like, we would not go to, they would not go to a different school.
How do we do that?
They can't say.
How do we know? Because someone in Meri's camp just came forward. Stick around, because this isn't just a Sister Wives recap. This is what TLC doesn't want you to know, and the emotional truth they left on the cutting room floor. Scene TLC cut Meri's true reaction to Jenn's heartbreak. Let's go back to late 2024, when Meri and her longtime best friend, Jenn, unexpectedly went live on Instagram. It was supposed to be a casual conversation, lighthearted, but halfway through, everything changed. Jenn's voice cracked, and then, without warning, she said it. "So, we got the results. My husband has cancer. It's advanced." The room went silent. You could hear Meri's breath catch. She didn't speak. She didn't even blink. Then she leaned forward, hands trembling, and whispered just 2 words. "Oh, no." According to an anonymous TLC crew member, Meri completely unraveled after the cameras stopped rolling. She dropped her mic, turned away from the lights, and started sobbing into Jenn's shoulder. It was real. It was messy. And it didn't match the polished image TLC wanted. Insider quote, "It was one of the most human moments I've ever seen on that set, but it was too raw for TV. TLC said it didn't fit the tone." Instead, what aired was a heavily sanitized version. A soft music fade out, a distant hug, and no mention of cancer. Viewers were left confused, sensing something deeper had happened, and they were right. This raises an ethical question about reality TV. When networks like TLC decide what pain is acceptable to broadcast, who are they protecting? The cast or the brand? Is it responsible editing or erasure of someone's lived trauma? TLC's warning to Sukanya, "Don't push Kody too far." Now let's talk about Sukanya Krishnan, the poised, no-nonsense host of the Sister Wives Tell-All specials. According to a leaked text message chain, allegedly from a TLC production assistant, Sukanya was given strict guidelines before her 2024 sit-down with Robyn Brown. You can press him, but avoid emotional triggers, especially about Robyn or favoritism. Legal flagged it. This explains everything. Remember how fans were frustrated that Sukanya seemed to back off when Kody got heated? Now it makes sense. She was allegedly instructed to walk a tightrope between journalism and brand protection. Sukanya, in a later podcast interview, since deleted, said cryptically, "When you interview people with a lot of power in their storylines, you have to decide if truth is worth the consequences." Fan reaction. Reddit exploded. So Kody can rant for 10 minutes uninterrupted, but Christine or Janelle gets shut down the moment they cry. They're protecting him like he's the star of a royal family. This reveals a broader issue in reality storytelling, the imbalance of power. When one figure is considered essential for ratings, the editorial rules often shift to protect them, even at the expense of truth. Robyn's secret deal? Alleged bribe to TLC producer? Here's where things take a wild turn. An anonymous friend of Meri, someone who's worked behind the scenes and has known the Browns for over a decade, just leaked shocking claims to a small fan podcast. Robyn has a long history of sweetening the pot with TLC editors. I'm not saying it's illegal, but she knows how to control what gets shown and what doesn't. The source claimed that in early 2023, Robyn invited a senior TLC producer to a private dinner at her Flagstaff mansion. The reason? Allegedly, to negotiate more favorable edits after fans began accusing her of manipulative behavior. The result? Multiple scenes of Robyn crying, looking like the misunderstood victim, were shown, while more explosive footage of her clashing with Janelle and Meri mysteriously vanished. The biggest red flag? A scene where Robyn allegedly screamed at Meri for breaking the family apart was completely erased from season 18. And according to the source, Meri was devastated. She thought the world would finally see Robyn's true face. But poof, it was gone. Robyn has never addressed these rumors, but TLC producers have long denied any favoritism. This opens a deeper conversation about narrative control in unscripted television. When certain cast members are given the power to filter their image, while others are exposed at their most vulnerable, is it still reality? The aftermath. Meri's silence, the fandom's fury. In the weeks after Jenn's live stream, Meri went quiet. No TikToks, no lives, no cryptic Instagram captions. Behind the scenes, she was reportedly furious with how TLC handled the situation. She wanted Jenn's story, the reality of grief, of facing mortality, to be seen. "I'm tired of pretending everything is fine," she reportedly told a friend. "It's not, and they need to stop filtering my truth." The fandom has rallied behind Meri and Jenn. Clips of their emotional live session, ripped before they were taken down, are still floating online. Fan captions read, "This is what real friendship looks like. TLC should be ashamed for hiding this. That behind every storyline is a real human being, someone grieving, someone hurting, someone who didn't get a fair edit." The truth is, TLC has a pattern, and viewers are finally catching on. They cut the pain. They protect the manipulators. They reshape reality. But fans aren't blind. They're watching, digging, and exposing what the network doesn't show. And now, we're telling the stories they tried to bury. This isn't just about sister wives. It's about editorial ethics, media bias, and how reality television, despite the name, often silences reality to protect profit. It started with a whisper and ended in silence, the kind of silence that changes everything. In October 2024, Meri and Jenn sat down for an impromptu Instagram Live. It was supposed to be cozy, some updates on their B&B, a few jokes about Friday with friends. Then, Jenn paused. "I wasn't sure I should say this, but I want to be honest. My husband, he has cancer. It's advanced." Meri's face changed instantly. No reality show mask, no TLC polish, just raw human pain. Her voice cracked. "Oh, Jenn, no, Not him. Not now. She reached across the table. Tears pooled in her eyes. Her hands trembled. And then, she broke. The kind of breakdown that shakes your body. Sobbing, apologizing, collapsing into Jenn's arms. And here's the kicker. A TLC B-roll team was recording nearby. They captured it all. But when the episode aired, that scene was gone, completely cut, sanitized. They said it was too emotional, that it didn't fit the brand. But I think they just didn't want reality to feel real. Let that sink in. Meri's grief was off-brand. What does this tell us about modern reality television? They promote drama, but not truth. They show conflict, but not vulnerability. And when real-life pain hits the screen, they edit it out to protect the brand narrative. Psychological insight. Meri's breakdown didn't match her character role. TLC has long crafted her as the side figure, the quiet, awkward one. But that night, Meri became a lead, and the network wasn't ready for it. They cut it. And behind the scenes, that's when everything started unraveling. Why didn't Sukanya push Kody harder? Why did she step back when he got defensive? Now we know. A leaked memo from TLC's legal team allegedly warned her. Kody Brown is essential to the Sister Wives franchise. Avoid direct conflict. Do not escalate questions regarding Robyn or family hierarchy. Yes, Sukanya, the seasoned journalist, was warned. If she challenged Kody too aggressively, she risked derailing the show. In a later, now-deleted podcast, she hinted, sometimes, questions are off-limits, even if they're the ones viewers want answered. This explains why Kody's emotional outbursts air uncut, but Christine or Janelle's tears get trimmed. TLC's bias isn't just subtle, it's structural. And now we come to the part of the story no one believed, until someone close to Meri came forward. A whistleblower, an ex-friend of Meri who worked with the production team, claimed, Robyn invited a senior TLC producer to her Flagstaff home. It was private, no filming, no witnesses. But after that, her edits changed. After that dinner, entire arguments between Robyn and Janelle disappeared. An alleged screaming match between Meri and Robyn vanished. Robyn's emotional monologues? Polished with piano music and perfect lighting. It wasn't just favoritism. It looked like narrative manipulation. And Meri? She was devastated. She thought this season would show Robyn's true side. Instead, it erased hers. Reddit, TikTok, Facebook. The fandom exploded with theories and side-by-side comparisons. Why does Robyn always get background music when she cries? Where's the scene of her yelling at Meri that the crew said was filmed? Why are Meri's scenes all quiet, dim, or edited down? Is TLC gaslighting us? This wasn't paranoia. It was pattern recognition. Psychological breakdown. Fans are realizing TLC has a favor-protect narrative. They elevate the one who aligns with the network. They edit the rest. TLC built Robyn's brand as the innocent one, but fans are seeing through the edit. And it's cracking open everything. After Jenn's live stream went viral, and after the edited TLC version aired, Meri pulled back. No TikToks, no Insta Lives, No Fridays with friends. A source close to her says, she felt erased, like her grief didn't matter unless it fit their story. Meri wanted to honor Jenn's truth, but TLC again filtered it out. It wasn't about the show anymore, she reportedly told a friend. It was about life, and they cut it for ratings. And now, Meri is reconsidering everything. She's reportedly weighing walking away, launching her own unfiltered series, and letting fans see the woman TLC kept in the shadows. They cut Meri's grief, they silenced Sukanya's questions, and they polished Robyn's tears. But you can't silence truth forever. TLC thought they controlled the narrative, but fans are done watching the edited version. We want the real story. We want the breakdowns, the confrontations, the raw tears. We want to know who's scripting this reality and who's being buried by it. Let's take you back to October 2024. A quiet, chilly evening, Meri and her best friend Jenn decided to do a surprise Instagram Live. No makeup, no glam, just raw conversation. The chat started lighthearted, with fans commenting, "OMG, you two are so funny. B&B vibes again. Jenn looks tired. Is everything okay?" Halfway through, it shifted. Jenn hesitated. Her smile faded. She looked down at her lap and quietly said, "I wasn't sure if I should say this live, but I think our community deserves honesty. My husband, he's been diagnosed. It's stage 3, cancer." The live chat froze. Fans flooded with, "What? No way. Oh no, Jenn." But on camera, Meri just sat in silence. Her eyes filled with tears. She blinked slowly. Her lip trembled. And then she broke. Meri reached out, held Jenn's hand with both of hers, and whispered, "We've been through breakups, betrayal, loss. But this is real. This is life and death." And here's the shocking part. A TLC film crew had been documenting behind-the-scenes B-roll for a potential spin-off. That moment, raw, painful, deeply human, was fully recorded. But according to a verified source from the production team, that scene was flagged by execs before post-production even started. They said it didn't fit the sister wives tone. Instead, when footage finally aired months later, we got a 6-second clip of Meri saying, "That's a lot to handle," followed by upbeat music and a cut to Robyn wiping tears over family unity. It was sanitized grief, and fans weren't fooled. This raises a critical question. When a reality show is willing to show explosive fights, divorce breakdowns, and Kody Brown's screaming meltdowns, why hide Meri's raw grief? Media Ethics 101. Networks use something called emotional modulation. It means they intentionally shape which emotions are shown to match the tone and commercial goals of the show. When someone cries about family chaos, that's entertaining. But when someone cries about mortality, terminal illness, and the real fragility of life, that's considered off-tone and heavy for sponsors. TLC didn't want the Sister Wives universe to feel too real. So they cut it. And for Meri, that felt like betrayal all over again. According to someone close to her, she wanted to honor Jenn. She wanted viewers to understand this wasn't about drama, it was about real life. But TLC didn't care. They wanted the brand, not the truth. Let's shift gears to another bombshell. Sukanya Krishnan, the poised, fearless host of the Sister Wives tell-all specials, has been praised for asking tough questions. But if you've noticed, she often stops short with Kody. Ever wonder why? Thanks to a leaked internal memo, allegedly from TLC's legal department, Sukanya was given explicit instructions ahead of her 2024 tell-all interview. The memo allegedly stated, "Be advised, Kody Brown is considered a principal asset to the Sister Wives franchise. Avoid escalation or personal confrontation, particularly about Robyn, favoritism, or contract disputes." And even more chilling, we cannot afford to alienate him ahead of season 19. That changes everything. When Sukanya questioned Christine, she dove deep. When she grilled Janelle, she didn't hold back. But with Kody, she tiptoed. Now we know why. She was protecting a franchise asset. In a podcast episode Sukanya later recorded and mysteriously deleted, she said this: "Sometimes you're told to ask questions. Other times, you're told to leave things alone." This isn't just about censorship. It's about power imbalance and the quiet silencing of truth when it threatens a network's golden goose. Here's where things get truly shocking. One of Meri's former friends, someone who had worked briefly with the production crew, recently appeared anonymously on a fan-run podcast and dropped a nuclear-level claim. Robyn had dinner with one of the key post-production editors from TLC. It was a private invite. Just her assistant, and the producer. After that, scenes magically changed. Favorable lighting, music, even voiceovers. The whistleblower says Robyn allegedly offered gifts, exclusive access, and reassurances about her loyalty to the brand. She didn't hand over cash, but what she allegedly offered was image control. The result? A 13-minute argument between Robyn and Janelle, gone. A scene where Meri confronted Robyn about letting Kody drift, cut down to 23 seconds. A private conversation between Robyn and a producer where she asked to highlight her emotional strength. Kept in, with soft piano music. And here's the kicker. Meri was devastated. That dinner sealed her fate on the show. TLC had chosen sides, and it wasn't hers. Why is Robyn always crying, but we never see her lash out? Why was Meri's breakdown removed, but Kody's tantrum stayed in? TLC is becoming the Robyn Brown PR department. On Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook groups, the fan base is uniting under hashtags like #LetMeri #Justice. For Jenn #Expose TLC Bias. Psychological takeaway. This is classic narrative engineering, where one figure is painted as the victim, Robyn, another as the villain, Christine or Janelle, and someone like Meri becomes the tragic background character whose story is controlled by everyone except herself. They cut her grief. They warned the journalist. They polished the manipulator. But Meri, Jenn, and even Sukanya's stories deserve to be seen uncut. This isn't just about drama. It's about respect, about honesty, about giving space to the stories that make us human. And if TLC won't air them, we will. About honesty, about giving space to the stories that make us human. And if TLC won't air them, we will.